Initially, when first delving into the life of Dr. Walter Carroll, it was only intended to be a single 10-minute episode. However, as more and more details emerged, it was extended to a 2-part series. During this second installment, which you are about to see, it was soon realised that this installment would also not be adequate enough to reveal what the good doctor had to offer in another 10-minute video. Therefore, a further episode, or episodes, will be added as necessary until this story is complete. I hope you enjoy episode 2, The Colour Within, Dr. Walter, John Carroll. Previously, in episode 1 of a2823984, Esquire, we discovered that he was born in Ireland and his name was Walter John Carroll. Carroll later graduated from medical school in Dublin, where he became a doctor and a surgeon. Dr. Carroll then came to Australia, where he was a surgeon on the Victorian goldfield of Sandhurst, known as Sailor's Gully, before arriving in Sydney and marrying Mary Elizabeth O'Brien, and soon after having their first child named Grace. Grace was born on the 29th of March 1868, and by 1870 the Carrolls are recorded as residing at 157 Elizabeth Street, Sydney, and directly opposite to Hyde Park. 157 Elizabeth Street in Sydney has been occupied by the luxurious Sheraton Hotel since the 1930s. But in 1870, it was known as Hyde Park Terrace, and it's possible that a small but commodious home might have once stood there called Fig Tree Cottage, similar to this row at nearby Liverpool Street. It is presumed that at the age of 34, Dr. Carroll is a doctor and practicing surgeon with the government health system in Sydney. And on the 22nd of September 1871, he succeeds Dr. William Shaw in the Sydney Battalion Volunteer Rifle Corps, later known as the 1st Regiment New South Wales Rifle Volunteers. The Sydney Battalion Volunteer Rifle Corps was established in 1854 and likely drew its members from the surrounding areas of Sydney as a quick defensive response from unexpected invasions or attack from enemies. Mainly used in ceremonial parades, the unit did, however, see action during the Lambing Flat riots between 1860 and 1861, but by the time of Federation in 1901, it was incorporated into the Commonwealth Military Forces, where it then became the 1st Australian Infantry Regiment. As the Volunteer Rifle Corps was stationed at Hyde Park, and Dr. Carroll was a public servant in the health system, it appears that he was afforded accommodation as part of his benefits. This home was known as Fig Tree Cottage.
Saturday, 15th of July, 1871. Public notices. Carroll, July the 5th at her residence, Fig Tree Cottage, Hyde Park, Sydney, the wife of Walter J. Carroll, surgeon, of a son.
This simple family notice heralded the birth of Walter Bartholomew, named in honour of Mary's father. This boy would be the final child born to the Carrolls. By the following year, 1872, at the age of 35, Dr. Carroll resigned his position as the surgeon of the Volunteer Rifle Corps, packed up his little family, and accepted his new role as doctor and surgeon for the Hill End and Tambaroora goldfields. Today, as of 2025, the population of Hill End is not much more than 100 people. However, upon the arrival of the Carrolls in 1872, it was at the crescendo of one of the largest gold mining booms in Australia's history. The now one surviving hotel serves as its community hub. The only shop will provide some basic commodities, along with coffee and snacks, and both with modern electricity plus town sewerage. But in 1872, it was described as having a mile of shops, 27 hotels, 8,000 residents, and just a few effluent problems. One of the first records of Dr. Carroll in his new town comes on September 5th, 1872, when he buys a share in the homeward bound mine at nearby Tambaroora from Mr. Nicholas Johnson. It's unclear if Dr. Carroll ever got to see some colour from his investment, but this further information does reveal further colour within Dr. Walter Carroll. At the age of just 35, the steely, intense blue eyes, along with the steadiest of hands of Dr. Carroll, had by this time operated on and witnessed some gruesome scenes, including performing the post-mortem of a man who was fatally wounded on the 17th of December 1872 in, of all things, a fist fight at nearby Green Valley Creek.
Walter J. Carroll, a member of the Medical Board of New South Wales, deposed to having made a post-mortem examination of deceased and having found a large effusion of blood on the brain, which was the cause of death. This might have been caused by a blow, but was occasioned most probably from a fall on the back of the head. Hill End Observer, 1872.
On another occasion, it was reported on the 24th of January 1874, a man by the name of Nathan Fairhurst was admitted to hospital with what Dr. Carroll diagnosed as a large tumour on his left leg. After several weeks of unsuccessfully treating the tumour, it was decided, in consultation with Dr. O'Connell, to operate under the administration of chloroform to remove it. The duration of the operation was 20 minutes. And after the tumour was removed, it was weighed at 2 pounds, almost 1 kilogram, and measured 4 or 5 inches in diameter. Dr. Carroll further advised that brandy should be administered as a stimulant when awakening from the chloroform. Despite being given the brandy, Mr. Fairhurst died in recovery. After a lengthy inquest into Drs. Carroll and O'Connell's handling of the procedure, and in particular the administration of the chloroform, it was concluded that both men were not to be held responsible for the unfortunate death of Mr. Fairhurst and were further allowed to continue to practice. However, possibly the most tragic circumstance of all to befall on Dr. Carroll and under his watch was still to come, which was much, much more personal and a lot closer to home.